we have drink champs right here on the Run and Gun podcast. Introducing your host, JPeeps and JC. And they're going to give you a special surprise in quarters 2 and 3. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, we are. How y'all doing, folks? I'm JPeeps.
We just said that.
I'm JC. How y'all doing today? We got a wonderful show for you. We about to get argumentative about the draft. We about to go crazy on this HBCU madness that's going on. We about to. I don't. It's mostly about the draft.
Yeah.
It's mostly
about the draft. As far as HBCU sports goes, somebody's playing daddy ball. Somebody's looking to hire a Pro Football Hall of Famer. In the NFL, we got some trades that went down prior to the draft, so it's going to be an interesting night, and I can't wait.
I can't wait to prove you wrong.
Also, for those of you that are watching as well, when you feel as though you need to put your opinion in, we'd love to hear from you. Make sure you comment.
Thank you.
We will definitely respond back to you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bull.
This is JC.
This is Flash.
This is Denny Hendricks.
And you're listening to
you're listening
to the Run and Gun podcast.
Yeah, y'all are
on. We on. We on. We always on. So first thing, I was gonna hit on the SWAC Championship, but I think we need to talk about this first. So yet another Jackson State quarterback has entered the transfer portal. I forget his name, but I already know Jalen Jones entered the transfer portal right after the season ended. And once again, the kid that started against Alabama A&M, he's entered the transfer portal. And look, nobody wanted to say it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm calling it daddy ball. I've seen this happen before.
Explain your term here.
Explain my term. When you literally grab your son and tell him we would have won all these games with you at the helm, and then you're basically guaranteeing him the starting job and your number from college, it kind of just roars out daddy ball. He's put, as a freshman, he's putting him in charge of this whole playbook. Now, give or take, he ran this offense in high school, but I'm just gonna call it like it is. It's daddy ball. He's gonna live and die with Shador, something that you don't do in college football.
Uh-oh.
All right, here we go.
It
is
early.
It's early.
Okay, so I'm asking the question because can you really call it daddy ball when most of the other players got the time during the spring? Or are you saying he's not there yet? You got to be more clear when you start calling somebody out like that, because I think Coach Prime has done a really good job of getting all of his players playing time, and nobody was complaining when they were winning. Nobody was saying a thing about Coach Prime's policies when they were winning. So I might let you back in. I don't know.
I mean, I completely agree with you. I think that nobody was saying anything when they were winning, right? I think that he did give his other quarterbacks, I won't say ample time, but enough time to be able to play, right? And, oh, Lord. The Tiger King ruined it all, essentially. The Tiger King ruined it all. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't see what's going on, or you listening in audio fashion, he just posted this Tiger King. Once again, oh my goodness, we need to make that a header or something. But but I will say that this always happens once you pick a quarterback, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if Jackson State, Alabama, whatever, right?
Wow.
This always happens when you pick a quarterback. So obviously he picked his quarterback. And you're right, he will live or die by his choice. But that's what happens. He's coach. You got to make a decision sometime.
Your audio's been back on, JPeeps.
I couldn't tell. So what I was going to say is, yeah, y'all are right. But see, my thing with this as well is, look, I'm a believer that I don't care how good Jalen Jones would have done. I don't care if they'd have won the SWAC title. I really still believe it was going to be Fedor's show come fall, come hell or high water. That's how I really feel. I think, honestly, regardless of how good they did, honestly, Jalen Jones could have looked like a Heisman finalist. Yeah, I really feel like it wouldn't have mattered.
I think given some more time, your point would have been right. But in his first couple of seasons as head coach, he couldn't afford to do that. If there was a quarterback that was showing out and they were winning all their games, he could not have pulled him for his son for that reason.
And see, here's my other theory behind this too. And again, I hate to say this because I wouldn't mind seeing Deion coach for more than 4 years, but I really do think that once both his sons Shedeur and Shiloh both declare for the NFL draft, I think he's out. I hate to be that person, but that's just how I feel. That's the way I kind of see this unfolding. I think some of these other guys, like if he gets the job like Marshall Faulk, I think he'll stay for a while because he's from Louisiana and he wants to kind of bring Southern up. I think he'll stay. But I really kind of feel like Deion's doing this to kind of be the one to guide his kids into the NFL.
Are you saying the Tiger Kings interested in the Southern job?
Not the Tiger King. That's Alabama State. Oh. Coach Maynard, the Loudmouth, is the one who's interested. He was interested in the Southern job, but apparently now Alabama A&M is working on an extension for him.
Hey. Yeah, that's what he called him.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest here.
Let's be honest here. No.
Hey, what do they always say? And as
who's they?
As they always say in the SWAC, it's rough in the SWAC. That's what they always say. And as we go on, y'all are gonna come to find that out. I think you're kind of finding that out now, but I'm telling you.
We already knew that. But that don't mean you got to do it.
I mean, I'm not talking about just on the field. I'm talking about the pettiness of the people. But
obviously, put up the Tiger King thing again. Obviously, it's petty.
Ain't gonna do it.
We know that, but you ain't gotta do that.
Right?
Obviously. Oh my goodness.
Look, I was
my God.
I was the one that literally walked.
What? We got 3 minutes left.
Look, I was the one that walked around the parking lot in Tallahassee the night Southern came to Tallahassee and said, "Look, you people from Baton Rouge can't drive," and I really meant that because half of them parked halfway into the parking spot spaces. So I was, look, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. It's rough in the SWAC.
You live in Florida. How can you say that?
They drove down. I don't know if it was that long drive or what.
You live in Florida. You cannot talk about other people can't drive.
I know I'm a safe driver.
Have you ever been to Miami?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
have you ever drove I-4?
Have you driven in Tampa?
I want to go back home. What?
Exactly.
You talk about other states driving.
All these people.
Boy, look, JPeeps is on 10 today, boy. He calling everybody out about stuff. Okay.
Look, other thing too, before we run out of time, SWAC Championship taking place in Jackson, Mississippi.
All right.
I like this. Alabama A&M, Arkansas Pine-Bluff, two teams you normally wouldn't see. a lot of people are intrigued by Alabama A&M's offense, but I think hopefully Arkansas Pine-Bluff has something for it.
I'm with that. Alabama A&M offense because of Keel Glass, right? He done showed out. But the defense.
Tiffany Green said he the truth.
He is.
He kind of the truth. He looking like the truth now. No, get me wrong. But that defense is starting to show improvement, right? They've been relying on a young defense all season, right? And despite, looking like a young defense should, giving up a lot of yards, they've made some plays. And I don't think that Pine-Bluff's defense is anywhere near as decent as that. I mean, Arkansas Pine-Bluff gives up the same amount of passing yards as they average per game.
Yeah. And to be honest with you too, actually, I'm matter of fact, let me go back and check.
Please be honest.
Southern was climbing back into that game that they played against Pine-Bluff. Well, I believe it was week 1. They were climbing, and they almost came back. Yeah, it was 33-30, and Arkansas Pine-Bluff had them pinned. Like it was like 33-7 at one point. But that defense, like you said, JP, that defense couldn't hold up, and they almost let it slip away against Southern. So I'm gonna say it now: Southern could have well enough been here, and not Pine-Bluff. 3 points away.
In the words of Forrest Gump, stupid is as stupid does, and you gotta call it. Oh my God! It's gonna be a shootout, but in the end, I think I trust Alabama A&M's defense more than I trust Pine-Bluff's defense in any of that kind of situation.
Yeah. It's almost time. Yeah. It's almost time.
Oh, he couldn't wait.
He already threw it up there.
Oh, but I'll take it down.
I thought we were talk about something else a little bit early now.
I was going to kind of like roll into it and say, I hope the NFL gives Glass a chance. But
go ahead, we can roll into it. I took it down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I hope the NFL does give Akil Glass a chance. I really do. He's got the intangibles to play at an elite level. It's just a matter of, they've already found him, of course. They know who he is. But it's a matter of giving him a chance.
Listen.
If you ball, they will find you.
Not true. Steve McNair. They tried their best not to have to draft Steve McNair.
I can't say anything. I wasn't alive when that happened.
Right. You guys need to look that up. They tried their best not to have to draft Steve McNair. They cheated him out of the Heisman, and they tried their best, but they got him. Charlie Ward. That's the perfect case. Tommy Frazier. That's another perfect case. You win 2 national championships and a Heisman, and you don't get drafted?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Sorry. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. That was good. That was good.
Okay.
That was good. One thing I'm gonna hit on though before we kind of lean into it.
The draft.
Draft picks were traded between the Ravens and the Chiefs.
Boo!
I can't believe that the Ravens gave up Zeus Brown's son. I'm ashamed of that. I can't believe that.
It's a bunch of BS.
We got a Ravens fan.
I'm upset for him. And then they let what's his name go to the Patriots. I'm upset for him.
No, he just crashed. That's bad.
But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll into these draft picks that me and JC constructed in our 10 pick mock.
Give us the first 6, because apparently the first 6 we're friends, but beyond that we
mortal enemies.
Yeah. So go ahead and throw up the first
pick
there, Coach. Trevor Lawrence.
I agree with this one.
You knew it. You knew it was happening. Overall, probably the best prospect in the draft. You knew it was going down. Despite all of my arguments for Zach Wilson, I knew that wasn't changing.
Yeah. Now this one, our old friend Allison's not going to like it, but I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like this is going to be the one that's going to be the surprise of draft night. The surprise, but not the surprise, according to
well, according to me, while we work out his internet stuff.
Oh wait, there we go. Yeah, I do feel like Zach Wilson's going to be the one to be taken by the Jets. Although I feel like he would be better somewhere else.
Absolutely. Hold on, before we get to 3, absolutely he would be better somewhere else. Anyone would be better somewhere else. I mean, goodness gracious. It's the Jets we're speaking of here.
Jets, Jets, losers.
Yeah. I thought it was Jets, mess.
I was going to say suck.
It don't matter. It's all of them. It's just it's a garbage franchise at this point. But
it is.
Hey, they got to do something there. They have to be able to find the best talent that they can possibly put in there in order to try and fix that situation. Number 3, sir.
Bing.
Justin Fields.
With this one,
I don't like this.
With this one, I don't feel I don't like the thought of him in San Francisco. But again, it's like JC been saying. It's kind of like me too. We don't have faith in Jimmy Garoppolo.
I would say I like him there better than Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson to their respective teams in this mock draft.
San Francisco's loaded.
They're loaded. And Kyle Shanahan is still an offensive genius.
Yes.
It's like he's leaving Ohio State and going to Ohio State in the pros.
Pretty much.
You got a point, honestly. You got a point.
San Francisco isn't a bad team. San Francisco was just hurt all year. It was just bugged with
and they were one choking quarterback away from a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Although I will say, San Francisco, for me, they need to find that head honcho linebacker to put in the middle.
Yeah.
They need to find somebody. They can do that in the latter rounds of the draft.
They need that next Patrick Willis. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, roll number 4. Now, see, this one, I could see this happening. Atlanta, I had to think about this one because Arthur Blank said he wasn't going to commit to Matt Ryan, but then again, he brought back Matt Ryan, and a lot of Atlanta fans are saying they're kind of tired of Matt Ryan, but at the same time, too, Atlanta needs someone to kind of fill that Tony Gonzalez role that they've been missing for a long time, and I think Kyle Pitts is the guy to do it.
Now, listen. All of these Atlanta GMs can sit they behind down, first of all. I mean, if you want to get down to it, yeah. Do you really want to commit to Matt Ryan? I feel you. Aging quarterback. Hasn't been the same since the Super Bowl, right? But he's proven if you give him more weapons, the more weapons he has, the more dangerous he still is.
Yes.
And they got Julio Jones. Yeah. They got Calvin Ridley. Yeah. They got I forgot the other dude's name, the third receiver. Gage.
Oh,
Russell Gage.
Yeah, Russell Gage.
They got Russell Gage, another great receiver. And now if you throw in a tight end, that's a matchup problem on all parts of the field right there.
Yep.
Because even if let's say you got a great secondary, right, and you got to match up against these 3 the whole game, who you get to cover Kyle Pitts?
You're gonna need a heck of a linebacker.
Hey, before we move on to number 5, what if somebody threw a screwball in here and San Francisco picked up a free agent quarterback and chose Kyle Pitts to go along with George Kittle?
Nah, that's dangerous.
You're
thinking dangerous there.
I can see that.
You're thinking dangerous there, and I like it.
Yeah.
That could be.
Listen, the offensive madman.
That could be.
That Shanahan is. I could see it happen. It'd be something nice there. Oh.
Now, see, with this one,
no, I got this is me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Penei Sewell, best offensive lineman on the board. And I mean, it's kind of surprising that he's going, I guess, almost this late. And that's a damn thing to say about a tackle, right? That's a damn thing to say about a tackle. But athletically, he's a freak. He's completely gifted. And Cincinnati needs help on that line because obviously you can tell since the fact that they lost Joe Burrow, there needs to be emphasis on that, right? And you would think, they want weapons, right? All that. He can't throw the ball if he on his back.
Yep.
It's the
And
same
honestly,
thing they used to say about Tom Brady when they were playing with the Patriots, right? If he's on his back, he can't throw to the super monsters that the Patriots always seem to create.
and don't stop there, Cincinnati. You need to get at least 2 more in the later round. Do not stop there.
Absolutely.
Now this one, it was kind of a toss up to me because I was like, do you take the Heisman Trophy winner, or do you take Jamar Chase? And like the video I posted on Twitter earlier, I got to go with our friend Tiffany Green and say Jamar Chase. I know Tua's probably thinking, "Oh, I could probably get Devontae Smith in Miami," but
Now, wasn't Miami higher than this at one point in the draft?
They were low. They were in one of the latter round teams. They
Okay,
traded
so-
up with Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah, they traded up. So this was Philadelphia's pick, but this is now Miami's pick.
Gotcha.
And honestly, I mean, even if Philly was in this same spot, I would say Philly needs to go ahead and get Jamar Chase.
Absolutely. I say you take the best wide receiver on the board, you give your young quarterback more weapons, and
Yeah.
you know, you build out from there. I mean, it's not like they didn't have a solid season last year. I believe they were 10-6.
Yeah. Almost made the playoff.
It's only things to build off with Miami at this point. So you get the load up in your weapons on the receiving core, and you get to give something that'll make your young quarterback salivate. Now, especially since it's basically his job at this point. I mean, with Fitzmagic moving on to greener pastures, as always. But you know, it's a good move for them. I can't see anything necessarily going wrong with this. Even if he doesn't live up to the hype, you still get a good receiver.
I was way more excited about Kyle Pitts falling down there than them being able to get Jamar Chase.
I think I will say before we move on, I do think Jamar Chase is going to live up to the hype. It's just something about them LSU wide receivers. They play with a different type of swagger.
You better.
Right.
Look.
They come in with swagger and then they get kicked out by the NCAA.
Don't talk about Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson didn't do that. Justin Jefferson.
I'm not talking about him. Hold on.
Detroit is on the clock.
All right,
okay.
I'm going first. I got this.
JC has picked Jalen Waddle, and GM JPeeps has picked JC Horn. So we had offense, wide receiver versus defensive cornerback. All right, JC, state your case.
Oh, okay. So listen, if you're the Lions, right, Jamar Chase just went off the board. Now, you have to figure out something because you are lacking a receiving core at this point. Everybody is either gone or on the final year of their contract. You need pass catchers at this point. And I understand defense might be your wheelhouse, right? But you can't go look at the Ravens. You can't go wrong with a good pass catcher. I'm sorry. I had to throw y'all under the bus for that. But you can't go wrong with a good pass catcher. Because Jared Goff, God dang it, he needs somebody. All right, if you want him to live up to whatever trade that you decided that you were going to make, and you wanted to trade Matthew Stafford, you need somebody to catch the ball in order to make it all work. So you go with the next best wide receiver on the big board.
JPeeps?
I'm good.
Now, I will say this. My first thing is, yeah, they need a wide receiver, but since when do the Lions get anything right? Wholeheartedly. Let's be real.
It's kind of cold.
But it's the truth.
It is.
That's your wild card. They're just dysfunctional.
It's been 15 years. So that's why I got them taking the number 1 corner in the draft in JC Horn, and I do believe if there had been a combine, this guy would have killed it. So that's why for me it was either at this point it was either going to be Surtain, but then I realized I was like, nah, they're not going to take Surtain. Surtain's going somewhere else. So then I settled on JC Horn because look, they need all the help they can get everywhere. So you got to start somewhere.
I think that no matter
Carolina is on the clock.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And we have GM JPeeps has picked Rashawn Slayton.
Mm-hmm.
Rashawn Slater. Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle from Northwestern. Huge. Okay. And GM JC has picked, oh boy, Devontae Smith, wide receiver. State your case, JPeeps.
All right, so my thing with this was going back to last season, I saw how much pressure Teddy Bridgewater was under, and unfortunately, he just got traded today. So now I say the same thing in regards to Sam Darnold. So now you've got a quarterback in. Now protect him. You need to find someone to protect. Because last year, remember, they went all defense. And I agree, they should get a wide receiver, but I feel like it's going to be in the latter round. But you need to start off with a foundation to protect your quarterback. So that's why I say go over.
Did you freeze?
I see we lost him.
Get someone that's going to protect. My bad. Get someone that's going to protect up front. And so that's why I say go with Rashawn Slater.
Okay.
And especially now because you have Sam Darnold back there.
All right, JC, state your case.
All right. Now listen, we have the same case as the Lions that we have with the Panthers. You are extremely thin at wide receiver. Your only other wide receiver, I guess, that you would consider really good, DJ Moore, right? And he's coming up on his final year of his contract. And it's still unsure on whether the two sides would be able to agree on something at this point or not. So what do? You go ahead and you look at this draft and you go, dang, through the top three receivers, the rest of them, but through the top three receivers, there's really no necessary change between, in my opinion, on talent between all three of them. Whether it's Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, or Devontae Smith. I mean, it's really just your preference at that point. So it's whoever's left to me. And I think Devontae Smith is going to be left with the questions about his size going on, being thrown around out there. And it's going to be a great pickup. I think it might be like Steve Smith 2.0.
The Denver Broncos are on the clock. GM JC has them drafting Trey Lance, and GM JPeeps has them drafting, Micah Parsons from Penn State.
That made you happy.
All right, JC, state your point. State your case.
All right. Now, I'm gonna do exactly what you did with the Lions. It's the Broncos. They're gonna mess up a quarterback draft anyway. But
wow.
They've been really big on the emphasis of creating competition for Drew Lock to push out this superstar potential that they believe he has. And while I'm completely okay with that, I made this pick before the trade happened, right? With Teddy Bridgewater and all that. And I still think they're going to do it. I don't think that takes them out of the market at all. Because I still think that regardless, if they take Trey Lance, right? If Drew Lock doesn't work out, you go to Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is a low risk, high reward pickup for a 6th-round pick. That's absolutely nothing. If you don't like that, what you got going on, you still have Trey Lance on the back burner with extremely high potential. I just believe that the Broncos are going to mess this up tremendously. There are a lot of great players on the board. For example, Michael Parsons. For example, J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain.
Okay.
But they're just going to make that trigger.
Okay, JPeeps, state your case.
Honestly, I mean, I look at this and I look at the situation going on with Von Miller, and I kind of just drew the lines, and I was like, you know what, Micah Parsons in Denver, they need a leader. They need someone that's going to lead them, and so Micah Parsons makes the most sense. I do like the idea of a quarterback. But I just think that knowing John Elway, he's not going to put that many. I don't think he's going to put that many guys in a QB room. So that's why I just thought Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock together was going to be it. But Trey Lance would make some sense too. But I think they need to.
Last pick, the Dallas Cowboys, boo, are on the clock. JPeeps has chosen. Wow. JPeeps have chosen Patrick Surtain to go to the Dallas Cowboys, and JC has chosen Micah Parsons to go to the Cowboys. All right, JPeeps. Hey, we got 2 minutes left. State your case.
I see. He took my advice from the other night. I see what he did. But it makes the most sense. But I see that I took his advice, and I went with the best Alabama defensive player available, and I took Patrick Surtain, knowing that they oh my gosh, they need help in the secondary, man. They do. They really do. They need help all over the defense, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna just say either one of them picks would be fantastic.
All right, JC.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a problem with his pick.
I like his pick.
They just need everything on defense.
Yeah, they do.
God. I think Micah Parsons, athletic freak, and especially with Sean Lee retiring, right? It just completely makes sense. The only problem, right, and it's a very weird thing when you talk about sliding with the draft. It may be true, it may not be true. There are a lot of talk about character issues with Micah Parsons. So, but it's the Cowboys, so they've been known to pull triggers on stuff like that a lot. Anyway, so
their owner has a character issue.
Oh, he's a character, all right. But I think regardless, they'll probably pull the trigger, and they may pull the trigger, and he'll probably be available in like the 3rd round or something. But I wouldn't be mad at it regardless. I think that it would be a great pickup, especially if these character issues pass away, depending on what happens with all that. It can be an absolutely monstrous pickup there.
I will say, if Dallas does go with Micah Parsons in the 1st round, you better believe what they need to do in the 2nd round is go get the best defensive back available.
Oh, absolutely.
Or the best defensive tackle available. One of the two.
They need everything.
Yeah. It makes more sense for them to trade out at this point.
Yeah. It needs to be a strictly defensive draft for the Cowboys, I think.
Oh, you're lucky we got to the 4th quarter, because I was going to say they need to get Patrick Surtain because they need to be able to stop the pass. They can be okay against the run. They can get some beef in the 2nd and 3rd rounds, but that Patrick Surtain is not going to be around, and you're not going to see him come along again in the next 5-10 years. I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys.
No, you're correct. We are now I made this pick before reading about that possible slide for him, so I'm interested. I think they should trade out and just get more defensive players. There's a lot of depth.
So hot topics. We got three teams have clinched NHL playoff spots so far. You got the Lightning, you got the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Vegas Golden Knights, who have all clinched playoff spots. And then as well, I don't know if y'all saw it yet, but the Tampa Bay Lightning's championship rings. Y'all need to go look at them things. Go look at them. It's nice. I mean this when I say it. Like,
that's a big rock.
I know. Folks at home, if you're watching, go Google it and go look at it. He looking at it sideways.
That's a rock right there.
Yeah. He's just in amazement right now. I love it.
I gotta get me one of those, man. All right, we gotta go get one championship or something.
I will say I have a newfound respect for hockey players after having gone ice skating here recently. They deserve every bit of them diamonds that they get.
Oh, it's a blood sport, dog.
Oh yes, yeah. I didn't fall on the ice when I went, but I've seen people fall on that ice. That ice is unforgiving.
Oh, yeah, the ice is hard. I mean, listen, I'm not downplaying any other sport. Yeah, there are a lot of sports where you could get hurt, people break their legs and stuff like that. But as far as I know, the NHL is the only place, or hockey is the only place I know where in a sport you can get your throat slit.
And that guy still finished the game.
and they down for the fight. The ref will tell you, throw them hands, ref.
Yeah. Still on my bucket list to go to one of those. Still. As well, Anthony Davis says the Lakers are trying to rediscover the connection that they once had. Right now, I believe they're currently sitting at 5th in the West. His facial expressions in this quarter have been so funny.
Who cares, man? Go away, Lakers. Y'all, hold on. Y'all decided to make yourself a super team, right? And now you got problems with the super team, bro. What the hell was you expecting? That's what I got the question for. You knew eventually the wheels was gonna fall off, but I didn't expect the wheels to fall off this early, dog. I'm gonna be honest.
I was thinking,
you know what? I'm totally okay.
Table.
You know what? It's totally okay with me. I don't care. I feel like I'm glad to see it. Listen, I'm a LeBron James fan. I think he does great things in the community. I'm glad to see him get a ring every once in a while. But go away, dog.
Oh, that's that ring. Yep, that's the ring. Yep.
Oh, that's
a
big rock, so.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Why you put it on his side? I want one.
Hey, you can put it on his side. Go ahead, put it on his side. Yeah.
Yeah, I get me a ring, baby. Yeah, we got to go to a championship. But we knew the wheels was going to fall off eventually with the Lakers. We don't care. We don't want to hear your problems, Lakers. We're sick of you already. We're tired of you. All right. Milwaukee should have won last year if it wasn't for the stoppage. But that's another argument. I ain't gonna start that right now.
Oh Jesus!
I'm about to catch an earful from our producer in the back.
Well, so the next thing that happened as well was, so there was a new world record set by Gronk at his old stomping grounds at the University of Arizona. So he set a new world record for the highest altitude catch ever at 600 feet. Look, I don't care who you are. That's not easy.
Can you explain this to me? So they dropped the ball from 600
They
feet?
were 600 feet in the air above Arizona Stadium. They dropped it out of a helicopter down to the field on Gronk, and Gronk caught it with the entire University of Arizona standing around him.
That just sounds like a kick return, bro. That's pretty much it. A really high kick return, but
true. That's true. But this is a world record.
I would have figured that he went to the top of Everest or something, and they were throwing a ball to him or something like that. That sounds like the highest altitude catch to me. That just sounds like the highest catch from a drop thing. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's so misleading.
How long until we see JC try to break this record and go for 700 feet?
Give me 1,000. What's up? I ain't scared.
I'll give you 1,000. Oh, you want 1,000 feet?
Give me 1,000. I'll catch it. They gonna give me money?
I don't know if you get money for that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Guinness Book of World Records does something nice for you.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what I really want to make money off of. That Jake Paul fight. What's up?
Oh.
What's up? I'm ready. I'm right here.
You right there?
They call me Bill.
You gonna take your shirt off again? You going to take your shirt off again? Oh, you're not. Oh, okay, good.
I got a white beater on under this. That's too much work. But y'all can call me Doughboy. Y'all can call me Pillsbury. Y'all can call me the don't call me the Shmoo. I'll be mad. But I want this fight, Jake Paul. I want you. You see, your brother want to go actually fight a boxer. Come fight me. I'm not a boxer, but I'll still beat your ass though. All right, cool. That's my one curse word for the evening.
So something else that was interesting that happened yesterday actually was, so there is one HBCU that is actually considering getting a hockey team, as crazy as it is to believe. And it is Tennessee State through a partnership with the Nashville Predators. And I know what a lot of people are thinking, and this is why I'm glad I brought this up. Look.
A black hockey team?
Yeah. See, now, hold on. Now I know what a lot of people are gonna say.
Sounds like you're speaking witchcraft to me now. Hold on.
A lot of people are saying, hockey in the South won't work, hockey in HBCU won't work. If it's done right, this can work. And I'm telling you now, if you don't believe me,
they're going to take fighting out of the sport.
Pretty much.
Because you telling me I could take this hockey stick and I can hit any white dude on the ice I want as long as he's not wearing stripes.
I mean, you can't hit him with the hockey stick now.
Oh, I can hit him on my skate.
No, you can't even use your skates. You got to use your fists.
Okay, I can use my fist.
Well,
I can just.
Okay, I got these hands.
Right. And then I'm just going to be able to sit down for 2 minutes in a box and rest.
You also have people talking trash to you while you're in that box.
I don't care. I just hit.
You got to maintain your discipline.
I just smacked your favorite player, bro.
You ain't going to have one team that's going to want to play an HBCU team after a cop shoots a black man. You ain't going to have one team.
Wow. Oh
that's
my
not
God.
funny, but that's
not.
That's too true.
Wow.
Game's canceled due to fear.
Generational frustration, man.
Oh my God.
This hockey game that was supposed to be played on Juneteenth will now be moved. Yeah, it just.
Oh my gosh. But I will say though, I would like to see hockey come to
Me too.
the South.
I would too.
As far as college sports, just in general.
No, HBCU sports. I want to see hockey. I would love it.
I feel like the jersey combos would be sick.
Yeah.
It would be very hard to try and put that together.
And the band down there, the ice, yeah.
Had an ice shaking.
Yeah. 24 karat on skates. Yeah.
You know that's what they've been waiting on.
I've been waiting on it.
It'll be hard to put together because you gotta recruit players and then you basically all getting from the north.
Yeah.
Because there aren't a lot of things. But that'd be interesting. Oh, we're at the end.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you had a whole bunch of fun, don't forget to follow us on all of those social media platforms. At the bottom. Is it at the bottom? Show.
Yes, it is at the bottom. Please like, follow, and share.
Yes, sir.
And there you go. There's Twitter. There goes Facebook. Going across.
Penalty Talk. Yes.
There's Instagram running across the bottom.
At Throw Flags.
And then you got YouTube right there.
Penalty
Look at
Talk.
it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe there.
Penalty Talk and the Run and Gun Podcast. You can find us at either.
Yes.
My name is JC.
I'm JPeeps.
And thanks for joining us. We got a crap ton of time. So anyway,
Black hockey.
Black hockey.
I'm telling you. Look, I'm gonna say this.
That's gonna give a new name to Black Ice.
If you haven't done ice skating before, I recommend you do it.
Yeah,
pretty fun.
Awesome. It hurts when you fall, but it's awesome.
If you're gonna try and create this, I think you got to put money in the communities to be able to build ice skating rinks.
In the weed section, you gotta have the weed smoking section.
Oh Lord.
Y'all have a good night.
Final second. Goodness gracious.
What's the problem?
Oh, he didn't end it.
Nope, I didn't.
Oh, he didn't end it.
No, I didn't end it.
Anything
else y'all want to say?
Hey, I did. Ooh. Oh, what's up? Sorry for the bit of lateness. There's been some technical difficulties, but we are beyond that now.
Yes, sir.
I'm JC.
I'm JPeeps. Welcome to another episode of the Running Podcast.
Wonderful episode for you today. Lots of stuff to talk about. An amazing episode. Lots of stuff to talk about in the NFL.